Okay, so I'm going to try something a little bit different today. This is going to be farming the perdition lost sector on 1250 on a hunter, and I'm using like as basic, as accessible gear as possible. The only mods I have on are from the season pass, and obviously, if you can make it easier on yourself, do it. But I wanted to have a baseline that was like anybody who was playing this could do. Going to be using Bottom Tree Night Stalker. It's what I found to be the most consistent after trying multiple different subclasses. I like this because you can easily go invis and just gank really annoying things like this Hydra. It's making your life quite a lot easier since void damage really hurts in here, especially from an airborne enemy. But once you have the Hydra down, just build up your Vanish and Smokestacks. Make sure you're running Gambler's Dodge. Just thin things out. It's not too bad. If you decided not to go for the sword strategy, you could go up the staircase to the right of spawn, use that for cover while you're taking out the harpies, and play the slow game. I don't really recommend it, but when you walk about halfway through this room, you'll see that the next wave of ads with the champion will spawn. So you can, if you want to play slower, you can just thin things out before this happens. And if the Hydra is still alive, you can usually stay back here and get some damage in on it pretty safely. Now obviously if you have any sort of better rolled gear or mods, use it. This is just like about as vanilla as my gear would allow me to do. I don't main hunter, so I don't really have like a lot of infusion fodder or armor to choose from. I don't even have traction on, which kind of drives me crazy. These Overload Minotaurs they're cheaters, especially with they're blinking through your Overload shot. It can be really inconsistent. Invis helps a little bit because they might not be shooting you at the start, which could keep you alive. This next room is definitely the hardest part of this lost sector. The wyverns, barrier goblins, everything in here is pretty annoying. Gotta be careful not to get too aggressive right here because of fanatics. And remember the shocker modifiers on, so if you kill a goblin, they'll drop an arc pool, and that could go really bad here if anything else decides to shoot you at the same time. Usually I get rushed here by the Minotaur way earlier than this. Here I just decide to just kind of stagger it, just go for the kill, but sometimes you can just stagger them for crowd control and regroup. Do give it a good chunk of time before you try to restagger them. There's a cooldown, and especially with just how inconsistent Overload auto rifle is, you don't really want to take any risk you don't have to. You are allowed to die, so long as you have some revives left, so not the end of the world. You should have plenty of sword ammo for the most part, if you've been killing the harpies with like Uriels or something. Here you're just going to want to thin out the ads. If you get too close to the far staircase, you'll spawn the wyverns. So you want to make sure there's as few things alive as possible to shoot you. Might end up speeding up this part. Here's an instance where the Vanish and Smoke Invis and Gambler's Dodge combo comes in really, really handy. Run up here, spawn the wyverns, just invis right back out. Kind of whiffed my grenade, but you can use tether here if you want. This wyvern will actually run right up to you here on the staircase, and he's pretty easy to sword. But I don't play perfect. But that wyvern right there he's annoying. You can just kind of shoot it forever with no time to explain, and it just really doesn't want to show you its crit spot. So do what you have to, super, or if you can invis sort it, go for it. But it's probably something you'll need to use for the champions. There will likely be a few goblins still alive. That I think they spawn with the Minotaur, or excuse me, the Wyverns. But you should be able to just isolate and kill one pretty easy. Sometimes you can kill it with the sword before they barrier, but I decided just be prepared and make sure your pulse rifle's loaded fully loaded before you go in. English. Gonna highly recommend strafing while you're taking out their barrier. Just can help keep you alive. Their little void guns hurt a lot. For the boss of the Lost Sector, just clear out all the ads first, invis up, and pretty much sort it away. So long as you time your swing to its stomp, you won't get knocked back, and if you're at full health, you'll live one stomp, and you should be able to kill it before the next wave of ads fully spawn in. For those of you who aren't used to this tree, your grenade ticks, when your grenade ticks damage, it will recharge your melee very quickly, and whenever you go invis, you'll get a little bit of grenade energy back, so if need be, if you have a grenade and you need your smoke, just try and hit your, try and hit an enemy with a smoke grenade. See, heart of the pack, that extra resilience can help keep you alive, though you should usually live that anyway. So the point of this was to make like a baseline recommendation for people who don't really have all the fun stuff unlocked. So if you have anything better, use it, but my gear is masterwork, but I took off all the mods except for ones from the season pass that I need for the champions. No Time to Explain is from the campaign, so that's accessible. Uriel's is a world drop. I'm using one that doesn't really have any super helpful perks for what we're doing. And Fallen Guillotine, also just a world drop. Not a crazy roll at all. But hopefully this helps. If you want me to try this again for other Lost Sectors or classes, let me know. Just kind of an experiment, but have a good day.